Every Christmas, thousands of Etsy sellers panic when shipping deadlines hit. But a few smart sellers keep making sales all the way up to Christmas Eve. Their secret? Well, they're not only selling their print-on-demand t-shirts and mugs, they're selling digital Christmas products. If you're new here, hi, I am Shauna, and I've sold over $2 million on the Etsy platform. I'm a former 4th grade teacher, and now I teach what I've learned about Etsy here on YouTube and in my online community, the Learn and Earn Academy. Today I'm breaking down Christmas digital products that can keep your sales rolling when everybody else starts to slow down. Some of these will be really easy to incorporate because you've probably already got them ready to go and just don't realize it. Some of these are under the radar and most sellers don't even know they exist. And everything we're going over today has high search volumes but low competition. We're going to jump right into number 1, and I'm going to make you oh so uncomfortable with this one, but just hear me out. Sell your own designs as digital files. So a lot of people watching this channel are, like myself, selling print on demand. So you probably have a lot of shirt designs or maybe some other print on demand products. You can actually take your proven apparel designs and list them again as SVGs or PNGs. This means no shipping deadlines, and you could keep selling this all the way through Christmas Eve. But I know what you're thinking right now. You're like, but Shauna, other sellers on Etsy are going to purchase my SVG or my PNG and they're going to sell it on their apparel. I can't have that. Okay, so hear me out. I run into this all the time in YouTube comments, and the reason I'm including this is because I was just in a chat over in the Learn and Earn Academy recently about this. And I've been there too. I've been very, very hesitant to do this myself. But hear me out. A couple of points I want to make here. First, what I noticed throughout my journey, and trust me, I was just as scared as you might be, so scared someone's going to come and take my design and use it. And by the way, if you're like me, there was a bunch of designs that no one had purchased yet on apparel that I was afraid to do this with. People started reaching out to me on Etsy and said, hey, my event is coming up. I don't have time to get these shirts. Or, hey, I'm a teacher and I want to make these for my friends at school. We already have t-shirts and I have a Cricut machine, or whatever the case was. So what I learned was to take a deep breath and just let them know, hey, no problem. I only ask that you use this for personal use. Please do not list it and say an Etsy shop or something. By and large, none of these people were Etsy shop owners that were reaching out to me. And you can't just always be so worried about someone lying to you, right? Like, first of all, people copy my listings anyways. It's happened before. So there's been times where people have copied my listing and sold it in their PNG shop and have a bestseller in their PNG shop on my original design. So what I learned is I might as well be the person that gets that bestseller on the PNG too. It's my work. Now again, this did just start out as people reaching out to me in the Etsy shop and saying, hey, I don't have time to get these delivered. I want to make my own. Can I just buy the SVG, or can I just buy the PNG? And what I started to discover, I was not comfortable listing it in my shop at that time. We're going back to the first 2 years of my shop. I wasn't comfortable listing it in my shop, but especially before I was getting regular sales, what I started to understand was, or started to notice was, I would make a separate listing for them. I would charge them a little more than your typical PNG shop would charge you. But hey, they wanted my design and it was taking me to do extra work. So I was usually charging them anywhere in this custom listing, anywhere between $5.99 and $7.99. And I noticed that even though they did not purchase from the original listing they messaged me from, that listing, a lot of times, I would say, I don't know, maybe 6 times out of 10, that original listing that was getting messaged on, that someone was sending me a message through, because I was closing a deal with them, like closing a deal they were purchasing still from my shop, even though it was a different listing, I was sending them a custom listing. It seemed like that original listing got more attention in the algorithm than it was getting because I closed that deal with a customer. So I started to notice that. And then I also got more comfortable with the fact that none of these people seem to be like running off to their Etsy shops, which I had it in my head since I had an Etsy shop, everyone was going to want one. And they were running off to their Etsy shop and going to sell my design. First of all, if they're purchasing a design from me that's not a bestseller to go sell in their Etsy shop, they are a very, very bad strategist. So we don't need to worry about that. If you've never sold this design, my God, by all means, sell it as an SVG at least. If it is a bestseller, okay, so consider this. What I got comfortable doing after this happened a number of times, and I felt like it was helping me kind of bump up in the level of my Etsy shop and being visible and ranking and momentum in my Etsy shop, I decided to start with items that were best sellers because those are proven products, proven designs in my shop. I started to create actual listings in my shop that were PNG SVG listings. Make sure that you're tagging it correctly. If yours is just a PNG, don't also use SVG in your title and your tags because that's how you're describing your product. And if someone is specifically looking for an SVG and you're using that in your title and your tags, they're going to be mad when all they get is a PNG file. So just make sure that you're clear about the exact file that they're going to be getting. And you can include both if you'd like to, but when you're first putting this together, include the one that you know how to create and that is easiest for you, and just make sure you're clear about that in your title and in your tags. So I did start making an entire listing on bestsellers. I've done this a number of times. I didn't have time to keep up with it every time I get a bestseller, but I have done it a number of times, and those PNG listings have also done well, in addition to my apparel listing. Now, that's just a strategy. It's a good strategy that if you have a bestseller with something, go put it on another product. And that product could just simply be SVG or PNG listing. I do put in my description on those listings, since I already have a bestseller on it, I put in there that it is for personal use only and that they cannot use it to sell as a digital file or on apparel. Now, while I did charge more like $5.99 to $7.99 when I was putting a custom listing together for somebody, I would be more in line with like $2.99, $3.99 with my PNGs, which is still a little on the more expensive side because a lot of people are selling their PNGs for anywhere between like $1.30 to like $2.99, I'd say. But I would be a little more on the more expensive side of that. Not that you have to do that. I'm just sharing what I've done, and it's worked out for me just fine when it's been the best sellers that were already in my shop that I'm adding now as a PNG listing. So this means no shipping deadlines. Digital sales run all the way through Christmas Eve, and you can extend your holiday profits with no worry of fulfillment or shipping. Number 2 is Christmas fonts and Christmas alphabet. So specifically the keywords I found, I used a tool called eRank, and I did some research to find my phrases, Christmas font and Christmas alphabet. Again, low competition, strong demand, and a lot of these are going to be your Etsy sellers that might be looking for this type of PNG that they can use to make their designs, and I would allow them the right to do that. Or this also is your do-it-yourselfers, just like in our first example, a lot of do-it-yourselfers, right? Like a lot of people that they just want to be able to take that design, want to be able to take that font and create their own design with it. So let's jump onto Etsy and take a look at what those might look like, a Christmas font or a Christmas alphabet. Those are the two phrases that we're kind of targeting here. And you can niche down from here or stack niches and do something like that's, beachy Christmas, so on and so forth. Now, this one's a coquette Christmas. We see it probably looks like it comes with the bow, and it comes with the alphabet set and probably this little Christmas tree and these numbers here. This was listed just within the last month. This shop only has 71 reviews. This is Everbee that we're using here to get these stats. And usually this number is behind, right? So usually it's got a good bit more mini sales than it actually is showing up here. As a matter of fact, let's take a look at this one. We see here that it's got 20 plus views in the last 24 hours. And if we look at the stats over here for some of the tags specifically that they're using, Coquette Alphabet, is it got a keyword score of 40 with Everbee. The higher the number here, the more you might want to consider using that phrase if it makes sense for your product because it's less competitive. Now, according to eRank, I saw some really good numbers with the phrase specifically Christmas alphabet. For Everbee, they are estimating it to be a keyword score of 20. I kind of got better results of that over on eRank. But either way, they've done something smart here. They're using Christmas alphabet, but they've also niched down to specifically this coquette style, and they're utilizing that and making sure that that's known in their tags. One more example for you. This one here, also very trendy. This one's very trendy. This big bow has come out over the last couple of months. I've been talking about it quite a bit there's been a buzz about this over in the Learn and Earn Academy. We spotted it right when it first started to come out. And then this too, we've been talking about this for a couple of months over in the Learn and Earn Academy. Some of these elements have lace borders to them. They also have checkered elements. These have been very much on trend. So when we look further into this listing here, we see that they're using the phrase Grand Millennial font, and that's got a really high keyword score of 80. And then we've also got Candy Cane Alpha, which has got a keyword score of 60. And then Letters Bundle, which has a keyword score of 40. So those are some nice finds, some phrases you might want to jot down if you do decide to do this, because these are some great phrases you'd want to utilize if you were going to add an alphabet set to your shop. Now, this isn't going to be a tutorial on how to do these products, but instead just something to bring to your attention that, hey, this is a place that you could stand out, and maybe some of these products would be something that caught your attention. Moving on to number 3, our third Christmas digital product with high searches, but lower competition, is going to be teacher and school design. So the specific phrases I found over in eRank for this one was school Christmas PNG and Christmas teacher PNG. Back on Etsy, when we go in, I think I typed in Christmas teacher PNG for this. I pulled the bestsellers. You'll see ones that are more teacher related. Now, I wanted to point out these 3 down here because they went with, there's teacher SEO on these. It's also, book lover SEO. And so we've got all booked for Christmas. We've got this like Christmas tree made out of books wrapped in lights. And then we've got seasons reading. So they kind of capitalized on book lover, plus this could go for a teacher. And when we look at these, what's interesting about these is this was just listed in the last 2 months. It's a smaller shop with just 27 reviews, and they were able to get themselves a popular now on this design. With this one, again, a smaller shop, only 135 reviews, popular now badge, and this listing's less than a month old. You can see here that Everbee is estimating the sales to be 0, but that's just because they're behind on that estimation. If Etsy's giving it a popular now badge, we know that it's sold a bunch of times in a short period of time. And then with seasons readings, again, a much smaller shop with only 31 reviews. And this listing has a popular now badge and it has only been out for 1 month. Now, as far as teacher PNGs, this is one specifically that I have had many times teachers reach out to me, since I'm big into the teacher niche. Many times teachers have reached out to me and said, hey, I love this. Can I get this as an SVG or a PNG? Then I go and I list it in my shop, and I've gotten bestsellers in my shop from just the handful of times I've done that. And the only reason I've only done it a handful of times is because of time. That's it. Otherwise, I would be doing it with everything that I was getting bestsellers on or was getting requests on. And they've turned into bestsellers themselves, or have at the very least sold a bunch through them, right? Sold a bunch through those PNG listings. Teachers are do-it-yourselfers, and they will purchase from you so that they can make it for themselves. If you are looking for additional information about building out the teacher niche in your shop, I will leave a teacher resource that will help you build out your teacher niche month after month in your shop based on my own experience as a teacher and my own experience in selling in the teacher niche, which is the very first niche that scaled my shop to $2,500 profit months, and then very quickly from there it scaled out to $4,500 profit months. It was the teacher niche that did that for me. And as a matter of fact, if you're just looking for a quick freebie that will really be helpful for you in building out your shop month after month, I just put together a free checklist called 30 product ideas that can explode your Etsy shop. These are low competition, highly searched products that can launch fast. A lot of times I didn't just include the product, I included the product plus the niche that is getting all of these high searches but is lower in competition. I'll leave it linked down below, but then come right back because we are moving on to family and group designs. So specifically, what we're going to be focused on here is family Christmas SVG and Christmas crew PNG and Christmas crew SVG. So those are the 3 phrases that are being highly searched but showing less competition. So let's pop on over to Etsy and take a quick peek. So you could do this in one of 2 ways. So first, you can make one design similar to what you're seeing over here. Like this is 2025 Christmas crew, a little bit crazy, a little bit loud, a whole lot of love. This is a design, the type of design we're talking about here that would sell with that type of phrase, that type of SEO attached to it. And then you could also go the route of more like what they're showing here with a bundle of designs so that they're getting a number of designs and each person can have a different phrase on their shirt. People are looking for both types at Christmas time, and both of these would be great PNG or digital additions to your shop. Now, hopefully, if you're doing apparel, you've already got, into the Christmas family niche. It's a huge, great niche to get into. Lots and lots of group sales at Christmas time. If my focus were on apparel, I probably wouldn't bother really adding these until maybe after Black Friday weekend, when it didn't make as much sense for me to create new designs for my t-shirts. Black Friday weekend is the last weekend that I will be creating all of my apparel designs for Christmas, but I'll be going hard all the way up until then. I suggest you do that as well. But then we could switch, and for the next maybe 2 weeks after that, we could take some of the listings that are getting traction and put up these digital listings so that we can keep our sales going and give ourselves that extra chance to make sales a little bit later and closer to Christmas. As a matter of fact, just to get you excited so that you know just how much space there is on Etsy in the family Christmas niche, and additionally, the family Christmas PNG specifically. Over in the Academy, we've got Nikki. She just got 95 sales in the last 7 days. She got a 21 shirt family order, then she got a 9, then she got an 11, and then she got a 17 for family Christmas orders, plus some smaller ones sprinkled in every day. So her shop has really been scaling, and she's super excited. And then we've got Nina with her first group shirt sold. So she was super excited. That was 4 shirts. Shauna has her first Christmas family shirt sale, and it was a 13 shirt sale. So she's super excited. So all 3 of these are just wins that have been posted in the Learn and Earn Academy over the last 24 hours, specifically with the topic of their shirts or their apparel being the family Christmas niche. We do have an entire family Christmas challenge that we're doing in the community, a piece of content with lots of ideas and how to niche stack these ideas, how to stand out in the market, how to be successful with family Christmas shirts. I'm passionate about it. It helped scale my shop as well. So it's often something that I'm encouraging others and sharing with others about. So Nina, Nikki, and Shauna are doing the family Christmas challenge, and it's something you could loop through and do every week from now until Black Friday weekends. I really do want you to know that there are so many self-limiting beliefs that we hold, and we often will tell ourselves, I know at least I did this, especially, in my first year, oh, but can I stand out there? Oh, but is there space? Oh, there's that YouTuber's talking about that now, so there must not be space for me now, right? No, there's space for you. There's space for you. I just showed you people with newer shops starting to scale up with their family Christmas designs. A lot of them, they're new to it this year, right? So yes, there is space for you. I promise there is. Okay, so this next one is really fun. I've never listed anything like this in my shop, but after doing this research, and this has been kind of popping up on my radar over the last couple of weeks, I really feel like adding this to my shop. So it's games and activities. This can sell really well for families. Also for schools and teachers would be another route you could go with this. As a teacher, I was always looking for games to do with my students, and I had purchased that many times, something as simple as bingo, but it's all set up for me, and all I had to do was print out the bingo cards and give the kids, chocolate kisses to use as their markers, right? So families, schools or teachers, and also offices that are having their holiday parties would be your target customers most likely here. It's instant download party games, and you can keep selling them right up real close to Christmas. Okay, we'll jump over here to Etsy with Christmas games, but first let me just tell you the exact phrases that I discovered are low competition but highly searched. It's Christmas Jeopardy, Christmas Trivia, Christmas Scavenger Hunt, Christmas Family Feud, Christmas Movie Trivia. Now, I don't know about using the word Jeopardy or using the word Family Feud in a listing. I would stay away from that. So if you did like a Jeopardy style, kind of like what I'm seeing here, I might not use the word Jeopardy. I'd feel comfortable making a game in this style and then just using different tags and titles to help direct people to it. Now, you'll see, same with Family Feud. I did notice I see people doing Friendly Feud. Interesting. But I would probably stay away from the actual title Family Feud because that's a TV show. And so is Jeopardy, right? Those are actual games hosted on TV. So we see here a bunch of popular nows, and I'm filming this in October. You can imagine as we get closer to Christmas, there's going to be tons and tons of bestsellers. This listing is only 1 month old. They actually have a bundle here. It's 57 fun games with, so all kinds of different trivia types of games in here. So lots of different ways you could go with creating these games. This can all be done right in Canva. And both bundles are doing well, but so are single listings. Single listings where you're printing out a single game are also doing well. So you don't feel like you have to sit and do a bundle in order to make a scratch here with your Christmas games. Okay, so next on our list, I kind of am grouping together the rest of the SVG, PNG types of little opportunities that I collected for us that again are high searches but lower competition. And those phrases are specifically Pug Christmas Clip Art, Christmas Village SVG, Christmas Frames Clip Art, and Christmas Ornament SVG. So if you are doing ornaments, I know we're hosting an ornament power prep challenge over with my friends Laneta and Shay from the No Friend Left Behind channel. I'll leave it linked down below. A thought would be that as we close in closer to Christmas, to take any of those Christmas ornaments that we have had a little traction with, and it might behoove us after Black Friday weekend where we have a little extra time where we can't really be loading up anymore the Christmas items that are print on demand in our shops, we might think about now turning to load those up as PNG or SVG files. And New Year's. So it's specifically New Year's PNG. And that could bridge your holiday momentum into the January sales, kind of help you bridge that. My slowest day is usually the day after Christmas. I've had some good sales on Christmas before, but typically Christmas Day is low and the day after Christmas is low. This would be a great add-on. New Year's PNG. It's kind of too late to buy anything for New Year's to wear or to gift if you wanted to try to get it out, to someone by New Year's Day. But our crafters out there that are able to whip it up for themselves, they'll be still purchasing these items that week in between Christmas and New Year's. So great thought to simply take your design and put it on an SVG or PNG type of listing. If you're getting ideas from this, please take a second, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the next video coming out. I share fresh, data-backed Etsy strategies every week here on YouTube completely for free. And if these Christmas digital ideas got your wheels turning, you're going to love what's next. I've got a full video called 30 Profitable Etsy Products. These are products most sellers haven't caught on to yet, but they're already trending up. I'll link it on the screen and in the description. And before you go, don't forget your free download, which goes with that video that I'm linking up, 30 product ideas that can explode your Etsy shop. It's completely free and it'll give you new, low competition ideas you can jump on before everyone else. So I'll see you over there, but of course, not until after that tip from Tucker. Tucker, take it away.